If you follow me on Twitter, you already know that this video is coming. Also, when it comes to the community, we're also going to be talking about the 23rd when it comes to Gamescom and kind of be making a video talking about that. Also, when it comes to things, I was going to react to it, but I didn't necessarily know what's going to else be shown, honestly. But I didn't know what's going to be shown on that event, so we're just going to talk about some things that got shown off when that event happens tomorrow. Also on the 26th, we will be reacting to Kingdom Hearts Dark Road and pretty much be handling all that business without actual reaction to that. So, you know, I don't do reactions that much, but because it's Kingdom Hearts and because it's a subject I actually like, I actually do want to go ahead and try to, you know, nail that in the coffin. So that's something that we will be doing in the future of this week. But yeah, we gotta talk about college again, because I have never been so sick in my entire life. And mind you, I don't necessarily want to say, oh, screw college, no one else should have to go through it. Like, if you're going to a field like it's an astronaut field or a doctor field, then yes, you're going to need it. It's preferred that you go into it because they're not going to just accept anyone to get that job. But when it comes down to things, if you are literally just someone that's going for a general education degree, or someone that is not necessarily sure where their future is going to go, and or going for something that's, you know, minor, that going to college is just making no type of sense. And I'm not necessarily just saying that for, you know, my perspective of how my experience has been, but just in general. And just to say this from my perspective, this isn't just about what I think about my current situation when it comes to college, but this is what I think when it comes to generally what college should actually be like. So you're gonna get that point of view, but also the point of view of what I'm currently going through, alright? Or at least have gone through in the past. So when it comes to college, personally for me, if you ask for my solid ass opinion, I think college should literally be just about you learning about what you want to do, instead of doing the same thing you have done since K through 12. It makes absolutely no sense to do math, science, English, and history all over again. It doesn't necessarily matter about those subjects. Granted, if you are going for a field that's, again, doctor, astronaut, yeah, you might have to take a class that is, you know, oriented around math. You might have to take a class that's oriented around science. Makes sense, because, you know, they won't let just, again, anybody take those jobs. That is a job where it requires you to learn a lot of things and, you know, to basically benefit yourself while getting into that field. Make perfect sense that you would need all that stuff, all that hard-ass math and all that hard-ass science. It's understandable. But when you come to like a literal person that doesn't know what they want to do, but just being there just for the sake of essentially being there, you do not need to throw all this hard stuff on them. Honestly, if my personal opinion, if you graduate high school, you should be already considered honestly an associate in general education. You should already have that, if I'm being honest with you. But we don't have that here. We don't have that anywhere, and it's absolutely ridiculous. And it's mainly because school, at the first and foremost of things, is a business. When it comes to things, they don't care if you pass or even fail your grades on, you know, whatever you do. Essentially, they want your money. That's what it all comes down to. They want your money first, and whether you pass and fail is up to you, and essentially they do not care. That is essentially what happens. School is a business first before your education. That is how it's been, and that's how it's probably always going to be. But it just, again, is so, you know, crazy. At that point, it's like you're playing a pay to win game, except you're not playing any type of game. You're just paying to pay for no reason, just so you can suffer and potentially fail, and then pay out of pocket, or basically get recents all, or basically let the financial aid recycle all the way over again through the school and back into the government, and through the school and back into the government again. It's just absolutely ridiculous of how that is constantly a thing. It shouldn't be like that. School should literally be about what you want to do in life, if you have a goal and pursuing of a dream in mind, and then help you get there with what things you don't necessarily know. It's why in school a lot of people kind of look forward to the electives of the school, because at least with the electives, it's something different. It's not the same thing you have been jammed into your brain for K to 12. So, you know, you want to learn something different. That's perfectly fine, and it's absolutely understandable. But that's not what schools understand. But let's get into my nonsense. Let's get into the reality of what I have to deal with. Number one, when the pandemic started, it screwed up a lot of things. Also my grades, it screwed up a lot. I wasn't used to online schooling at that point because I liked in-person stuff. Even though it takes up more time and it takes up, you know, a lot of time of your day, still, I'd rather have understanding of something than not understand it at all. And that's essentially what happened when the pandemic hit. I failed that time. Okay, then I go back in the summer. I try to do it again, and guess what? I failed again. And that was probably the more annoying time honestly, because when it comes down to things, I was telling these people, these counselors, these so-called counselors, that yo, I want in-person math classes because I suck at math. So of course I want to have that in-person math class. And anything that might necessarily be hard, like another science class I had to take at the time. Sure, I want an in-person science class as well. And they like, okay, but then they say, we're gonna play a Uno reverse card and switch it up and make you take an online math class. Why? Like, it makes no damn sense. You mean to tell me if I tell you I want a in-person class, you'll just switch it online? For what purpose? So obviously with that, I end up failing again over something that should have been avoided, but no, it just said screw your words, we're gonna just do whatever we want with it. And that was the first moment in my time at that school where I was just like, yeah, F that school. I really hate that place. And now, essentially, the same thing almost happened again if I didn't tell these people exactly what I wanted and come back up there to tell them again what it is I naturally wanted. And it got worked out, except this time it's some more BS. You remember how I said that school is a business before your education? Well, that's even more true in this situation. So I finally got the math class in person. Sounds good, right? Here's the thing, we're going in person on a couple of days in the week. And then you look at the, you know, assignments that you have in your, you know, app or whatever you use. Essentially, when it comes down to things, they have something called a lockdown respondus browser that you have to buy out of pocket, mind you, or with your financial aid money. Why do we need that? It's essentially a browser to keep watch over people that is going to do, you know, tests in the class or exams in the class. Why do we need this online? If we're going to meet up in person back to back like that, wouldn't it be smarter to save money on the student? Wouldn't it be smarter to just go ahead and just have the exams and tests in person than online? I could understand if it was like, oh, the pandemic came back and, you know, we have to go back inside. That's understandable. But why do we have to buy this that we're not going to use this after this class is over? It doesn't make any sense. Why does the school already have this already? Maybe it's not on the same system as a public school, but still, nonetheless, it should still have something like this, or there should be some counter way around it. Same way with you buying Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word, that having like the Microsoft Office already can be expensive, especially if you're someone that's on a very, very low income on things. When it comes down to things, why do I have to personally, again, out of pocket, buy my own damn Microsoft Office when the school should have it on its own? It makes no type of sense, and yet it just happens. For whatever reason, it doesn't make any type of sense. Why in the mother of F should I have to buy certain things that the school should honestly have themselves and then be absolutely useless on when it comes to this? And then, some of the parts of the school make it so ridiculous, like the whole Microsoft class I said I gotta take, honestly, the computer class I said I gotta take, you can't use Word online for whatever reason. You can't. You have to. They're literally forcing you to buy the literal shit out of that Microsoft Office for no reason when the school should already have it. Like, the school is just outright scummy. And that's not the only thing too that they will force you to buy. If you are taking a math class and you need a code for your math assignments online, you do have to go ahead and buy the damn math book. Why do I need a math book, you say? Because if you don't have the math book, they have the code to your online class in that math book. So you have to buy a $600 book for no reason, only to get a damn code that would have cost you less if you didn't have to buy the book. But the only reason why you have to get the book is because they literally tie it up with the damn code. Again, scummy ass tactics for no reason. There is no reason that book should cost that much less that code costing that much. There's no reason for it. So at the end of all this, when you hear me bitch and complain and moan like a prostitute on the street, talking about, oh, how I hate college and wish I was a VTuber already and got somewhere with this is the reason why. I don't care for any of this stuff. And granted, even if I did get the the associate's degree again, I tell you, what am I going to do with it? Majority of the jobs I live at, when it comes to living in the place I currently live at, majority of jobs are like back-breaking labor, which is something I've already done with my dad and I don't necessarily want to do ever again. Yet I'm kind of out of options and I kind of don't know what else I can do. Sure, I can work at a fast food place and sure, I can work at a restaurant or something like that, but why would I want to do that and I'm not going to even get paid a lot and not even have benefits to, protect myself? If I'm going to do something, at least let me have the money so I can be able to pay for my own life insurance or pay for my own, insurance and any other thing, or at least have things ready for me just in case something goes wrong. I would rather have the money myself and just work on my own and be my own damn boss and care about myself than work in an environment where no one gives a damn about me, or I have to pay ridiculous amounts of money just to get into an environment that I could potentially get fired over for literally no damn reason except economics. That is why it is so important, at least for me, that you hit the subscribe button and go ahead and like the video and just watch these videos as much as you possibly can. I don't want to deal with this. If there is any chance in form and shape and way I can get out of this and become a good, comfortable streamer and stuff like that, because I want to make tons of videos for you guys. I would love to be able to stream and just talk about the most random things. Hell, it might get me canceled one day, but guess what? At least I'll have fun doing so. But when it comes to things, I can't do that if we ain't in a level or at a place where we're not able and stable, money-wise included, to do any of this stuff. It's just not going to happen unless we get there. We already have the required 1,000. We need under 1,000 watch hours to literally get somewhere, which that is taking a very long time. It's fluctuating between 3,077 3,088, which absolutely is not great. So when it comes down to things, we just need to get this channel in shape, and really my focus mainly has been this channel for the longest of time, even when college was a thing and that was on, that was the situation I had to currently deal with and still currently have to deal with. Honestly, it just, again, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And again, even if I did get that degree, what am I going to do with it? It's not necessarily a lot of options I have in the current location I live in, which literally says that this is quite literally the only thing I can do and the only platform I can use to kind of voice my opinion and voice myself and just hope and pray that we make it. Because at this point, the only person that's going to save me and get me out of this entirety of this mess I'm in is going to be God. I'm not going to necessarily lie. I can't find a way out of it. If someone's going to make a miracle today, it's going to be him. So when it comes to things, as I said in the challenge video, if we hit 100k, I will be more than happy to quit college and just take a chance, because at that point I would rather try to do that and try to make it that way before I even try to do college, because to me it's a waste of my time and it's not necessarily benefiting anything. It's not necessarily benefiting nothing of the sort when it comes to my personal future. Yes, you could say it could benefit the future, but again, with the environment I live in, the state I kind of dwell in, there's not necessarily much I can do with, an associate's degree to general education. And probably there's not a good chance of me hitting any type of good scholarship because all the times I failed, which was again not necessarily my fault, or I wasn't necessarily ready for the online experience when the pandemic hit. So yes, it's annoying as hell. And again, if you have the way, if you can subscribe, please do. Share this channel around. Tell someone about me if you want to. If you're tired, I know there's plenty of things on the internet that you're tired of when it comes to the VTubing space or the anime space or whatever thing you want to be that you're pretty much tired of. And it would be nice if someone new could come in with a good opinion and, voice themselves and just kind of say how it is. Honestly, I'm a very small line of VTubers that is an anime YouTuber, which granted, I know a lot of people don't give a shit about anime YouTubers, but still, it would be kind of cool if we had a VTuber, anime YouTuber person that, you know, was actually somebody that, you know, had a decent opinion and actually gave a shit, unlike a lot of other anime YouTubers nowadays. So when it comes to things, I hate college, and if there was any shape and form and we could in any way to basically get me out of this, it will be this channel and this platform. So again, if you haven't subscribed, please do. I will be more than happy to talk about any topic that you want to throw out there, and I will be more than happy to literally just give you the best quality videos I can, because these videos, these type of videos, and the videos where it's just literally just standstill images, I would love to be a moving VTuber for you. I would love to actually up my editing game if I had a better laptop and stuff. I would love to do so many other things. I know some people want to see me stream. I can't stream right now because of my situation and my house and my, you know, IRL-ness. So that is kind of the thing that's holding me back, and I can't necessarily do anything about it until this channel moves for me. So again, if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit the sub button if you haven't. Also, follow me on other social medias would be also very helpful, considering the fact that people will get out the word of, you know, my channel and myself a little bit more easier. Also Patreon, which is understandable if you cannot support, but if you can, that would be also very helpful too, because at that point maybe I can use that money to, you know, commission other artists to maybe make some art of me, and then maybe that would get some ways to get more people to come and see me and wanting to know who I am and what I'm about. That would also be another thing that I actually thought about not too long ago. So that's pretty much what I wanted to consider talking about for this one, because all of this is really just annoying and it makes absolutely no sense how college is. And again, my heart is not honestly in it. I don't feel anything for it. And if I'm being perfectly clear with you, I just want to be a VTuber. I just want to be a YouTuber, make videos for you guys, stream for you guys, and just make honestly the best content I can try to make. And that's really all I want to be. And that's how I honestly feel. And then maybe one day I'll go into the anime field and we can make that one anime that I always wanted to make. But that's literally what my life is, and that's literally what I want to do now and possibly forever. But until then, we ain't gonna necessarily see if we're not getting anywhere. So again, just tell people that you know me, and just hopefully we get some more people coming in soon, at least, you know. That's all I really want out of all this. But anyway, that's what I wanted to say for this video. I'm probably not going to edit this because this is a lot, and I wouldn't even know how to edit this. So if you did enjoy, and if you did understand where I'm coming from when it comes to this, please go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to this video. Hit the bell notification bells. Also follow me on Twitter. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, again, Patreon is available as well. And again, seriously, consider subscribing to the channel. And this being your boy Jay, signing off. Have a blessed day, y'all.